You're listening to the Eat, Drink, Explore Radio Network.
Fabulous.
Live with the very latest food, beverage, and travel trends.
Amazing.
Now here's the host of our show, Mr. Randall White.
And a very good morning. Glad you can join us here for hour number 2 of the show today. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving weekend thus far. Of course, tomorrow is the big Cyber Monday when a lot of spending will be done online. Hope you survived Black Friday. And I really hope you went out there and supported small business on Saturday. That's become the trend now, Small Business Saturday. I'm your host, Randall White, and we are coming to you from California's Central Coast. This is where California comes to talk about the very latest food, beverage, and travel trends, news, and information that affects your physical and mental health and how you spend your leisure time. Straight ahead on this hour of the Eat, Drink, Explore radio program, we'll take a look at a new gadget that lets bicycles ride on the water. It's really cool. It's a project developed by a man from the Bay Area who has a vision far beyond just crossing the bay by bike, which he has done. Stay tuned to hear his story and how you could one day hop on one of these water cruisers. And then in our Explore California segment, we'll take a look at some options around the state for developing your own skills, including, say, pottery, knitting, beekeeping, tango dancing, and I love this one, survival skills taught in the wilds of the Santa Cruz Mountains. This is our continuing Explore California segment where we introduce you to these different ways to get out and really enjoy the state and do it at a 15% discount by using our EDE promo code to book any one of these things. And they make great gifts, too. So if you're planning on doing some Cyber Monday shopping, consider this. So more information straight ahead on all of those stories. But right now, we welcome back to the program our good friend Gabe Saglie. You know Gabe as the voice of Travelzoo and his list of awesome bargains he shares with us each month. And he will be doing that again coming up in the next segment. But right now, we want to chat with him a little bit about our knowledge of geography, or I guess our lack thereof, and a new tool Travelzoo has to help you and your children get a better handle on it. Hey, Gabe.
Randall, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Yes.
Happy holidays.
Did you have a nice Thanksgiving?
Beautiful Thanksgiving, and I survived Black Friday because I stayed home.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And you know, we love supporting the small businesses. You know, living in Santa Barbara County, it's a lot. It's all about getting out to those great little towns in our home county and supporting our local business owners. And Cyber Monday, we're expecting some great. The travel industry is really hopping on the Cyber Monday trend, so I think tomorrow we'll be seeing a lot of hotels, a lot of airlines, vacation packagers putting out 24-hour sales. So it may pay off to just stay while you go back to work connected to your personal email account.
You've got some great little shopping places right there, Ojai. You could get just a zillion gifts at some of the smaller stores there. And you're surrounded by great shopping there. Okay, so like you said, online, you have a new iPad app that just hit the Apple App Store, iTunes. And so Travelzoo, if I understand this correctly, commissioned a survey of some 3,000 kids here in the U.S. and then also in Canada and Great Britain. And it showed that maybe kids today don't have such a great grasp of the world.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. You know, it's been a couple of years since I was in grade school, but I remember, geography was a big part of what we learned at school. I think maybe some of the elementary aspects of geography education may have fallen through the cracks in some educational systems across the world. Interesting survey, 3,000 kids, the U.S., Canada, and Great Britain. Interesting results that were totally, had nothing to do with age. 5 to 7-year-olds answered the same number of questions correctly as 8 to 14-year-olds. 20% of kids, for example, did not know that Italy was shaped like a boot. 20% of kids thought that Toronto was a place either in Europe or in Mexico. 25% of kids thought that Iceland is a continent. 20% did not know that thought that the U.S. had the world's largest population. So it got us thinking that it behooves us to come up with sort of a fun, interactive tech-savvy way to reinforce geography education to kids. This is also something that's great for parents. I've been spending more time on it probably than my own 5 and 8-year-old sons. But it's called Map the World, free download from the App Store. And it is for the iPad because basically we're looking at about 9 different puzzles. It's the 50 states of the United States. It's all of the countries in Africa, all of the continents, all the oceans. I mean, you name it. It's a chance to really sort of grasp where places are in relation to where you live, in relation to the rest of the world. Very interactive and just a lot of fun. And it also keeps track of your time, so you can go back and try to beat your time in putting together all the 50 states, where they belong. And again, it is free. There is the option when the parents download this for their kids or for themselves, there is the option of donating $1 or $2 to an organization called Open Arms Malawi, which we researched thoroughly. They offer shelter, medicine, education, food to the 1 million plus orphan kids in Malawi, one of the poorest countries in the world. It's in southeastern Africa. I learned that by actually doing the Africa map on the app.
Right.
And so that's an option. There's a giving component there if you'd like. Otherwise, it's a free enough and easy enough download on the App Store.
Well, this is the giving time of year. 1 million, you say? More than a million.
More than a million. Unfortunately, Malawi is one of these countries that grapples with things like HIV and AIDS. A lot of parents simply are not around for the kids that are born, and more than 1 million orphans right now. And this is an organization that really is so well streamlined that the money does go straight to things like shelter and food and medicine, and reinforcing the essentials in the lives of these young kids. So we're proud to have that angle to this as well.
Right.
And in the bigger picture, obviously, try to reinforce a little bit of geography know-how to kids around the world.
Well, Travelzoo has the muscle to do it. You have so many followers, and if just a fraction of those download this app and do a donation, that can go a long, long way. Let's see how I do on this quiz here. So, Italy shaped like a boot. I knew that. It's one of the most iconic. You know how different, like Texas, Florida, California, they just have a shape. You can't miss it. Italy's along those lines when it comes to European countries. Iceland, a continent. It's an island, right?
It's an island nation, which is considered part of Europe. Yes,
okay.
But I think a lot of people look at it, and a lot of kids, 25%, thought that it was a standalone continent, the way that Australia, is.
I could see that. I could see. I don't know where that line crosses. That it becomes. Or am I confusing Greenland? No, wait, Greenland. I always get Greenland and Iceland confused. See, I need this app.
And Greenland is much bigger and it's further west. And Iceland is sort of like the leading edge of Europe. And actually, we always talk about Iceland as a fantastic option for people traveling to Europe as a way to get cheaper airfare, because oftentimes these flights into and through Iceland end up becoming, although you got to deal with the extra stop in Reykjavik and hope that a volcano does not erupt while you're traveling. The fact of the matter is sometimes people will do that Reykjavik stop, maybe spend a couple of days even in Iceland, but airfare oftentimes does become a lot more affordable by making that stop in Iceland. But it is sort of that leading edge before you get to the rest of Europe.
Iceland's the one with all of the geothermal activity.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we will get to the value travel for next year, 2014, and then some top places, as Gabe always does, when we return in just a moment. Gabe Saglie at Travelzoo. And welcome back, everyone, to the Eat, Drink, Explore Radio Network. I'm your host, Randall White. Hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving weekend. I shouldn't, close it out yet. We still have one full day. It's Sunday Fun Day, right? So enjoy some of the leftovers. Maybe make some turkey soup today or whatever your family tradition is. Travel. I imagine many of you are hitting the roads today, and if you are listening to us on the radio right now as you're traveling, I really hope that you have a safe journey. Well, this is our segment to pull Gabe Saglie of Travelzoo back into the conversation. And this time around, we just heard about their new app that is downloadable from the Apple App Store. And it has some great tools for helping teach your children all about geography around the world. But right now, we want to find out, because it's December. We're getting close to the end of the year. So what will the travel bargains be in 2014? Where are the go-to places? And Gabe joins us on the Eat, Drink, Explore live line to venture into that realm. Gabe, I guess the Jersey Shore is topping the list.
Yep, this is our annual list of what we call our top 5 wow deal destinations for the new year. This is the 6th year we're putting this list together, and we begin as editors in the company. We make our own suggestions based on data that we're seeing trickle in as to where, in fact, value travel will exist in the new year, and then we bring it down to top 5 destinations. The Jersey Shore is on there. We've got 2 domestic destinations, including the Jersey Shore. The comeback kid, it's been a little over a year since Superstorm Sandy barreled through that part of the country. 2013, naturally, although there was a lot of high expectation, it was a bit of a disappointing, summer. 67% drop in summer rentals. Businesses reporting about a 40% loss year over year. I think a lot of people just naturally thought that this was not a viable vacation option in 2013. So I think we're looking at next year as a comeback year, recovery mode for the Jersey Shore. And for anybody doing a trip out to Philadelphia or New York City or anywhere on the East Coast, adding the Jersey Shore as a couple of days getaway, I think, is going to be a good value factor. We're talking overnight stays in these great boutique towns near the ocean for well under $100 a night, and
wow.
And a lot of these are historic towns and historic inns. Just a great place, and there's an emotional factor with this destination that we love as well. The other destination domestically is Palm Springs, which I know you and I love.
Oh, love it.
What's happening here are 2 things. One, in the new year, about a dozen hotels will be opening up either for the first time, brand new, or after major multi-million-dollar renovations. New hotel rooms creates new competition, which brings prices down. And also there's increased airlift. We've got Virgin America starting the new year with a brand-new nonstop flight out of New York City into Palm Springs, which brings the number of airlines servicing that great little small regional airport up to 10. And when you've got that many airlines competing for space on that one little airport, you see a lot of competitive airfare as well. So I say look at Palm Springs as a great destination, and as you probably know, it's in the midst of what I consider to be a renaissance.
Oh, for sure.
There's that classic, older vibe to Palm Springs, but there's also a bit of a sexier, newer, youthful edge to it as well.
I really saw that when we were there about a month ago, and I got to tell you, you could see construction everywhere. In fact, right next to the Hyatt Palm Springs, where we were staying, is where the new Kimpton's going in, and that hotel will be a multi-use property with retail and all sorts of things going on. It's going to be beautiful.
Nice, yeah.
India, also a go-to spot?
So 3 international destinations. India, obviously a bucket list destination. The rupee, the currency in India, dropped 20% in value in 2013. So we're entering the new year with just a stronger dollar overall. Airfare is still just your one big ticket item to fly out there from the East Coast. It's about $1,000, but on the ground, fantastic value and a hotel boom. You've got brands like Hilton. They're opening up 9 new hotels out there next year. Intercontinental opening up 16 new hotels. Carlson Residor, which owns brands like Radisson, 30 new hotels throughout the country next year. So again, more hotel rooms, better pricing on stays, good vacation package values as well. We also included Europe's rivers. As ships on the oceans get bigger and bigger, we'll be seeing some record-setting ships introduced in 2014 on ocean cruises. River cruises, keep coming back as these great intimate cruise options. We're going to be seeing about 20 brand new river cruise vessels introduced in 2014. Viking River Cruises is going to be putting out 14 new vessels. Avalon Waterways, 3 brand new vessels, basically increasing potential capacity by 200,000 passengers.
That'll bring prices down.
That price will come down. Also, these cruises tend to be much more all-inclusive. Oftentimes your meals and your wine is included, shore excursions. So there is a big value factor there as well. And finally, Ecuador. And I think if people looking at South America for 2014, naturally Brazil will be on the radar because of the World Cup and the upcoming Olympics. Ecuador has already announced a 73% increase in their marketing to American travelers. So I think we'll start to see a lot of promotion in 2014. And they've just finished a $250 million investment in their domestic train system, which makes travel around the country a lot easier, again, targeting American travelers. So, and the U.S. currency is the currency of the day down there. So there are ways to really make it not only inexpensive, but just streamline the whole experience on the ground as well. So look to Ecuador next year.
U.S. currency, I didn't realize that. All right, let's get to the travel deals here in California with the remaining time we have. Starting in Salinas, I had no idea this place even existed. Vision Quest Ranch.
This is called the Vision Quest Ranch in Salinas. 51 acres. They actually rescue animals, wild animals, and then they become part of the experience there. More than 100 species, exotic and domestic. And the neat thing is that when you are waking up in the morning, your breakfast gets delivered to you by an African elephant. So the stay here is $102 a night, and that includes an hour-long guided tour of the preserve there and that continental breakfast for two delivered by an African elephant every morning. Travel through February. We've got a section on the Travelzoo website dedicated exclusively to Monterey County and the 13 towns that make up Monterey County. So whether it's Salinas or downtown Monterey, I mean, you take your pick. We've got a ton of deals.
That's terrific.
In that region.
I think we're going to have Vision Quest on as a guest. I didn't even know anything about it.
There's great group, yeah.
All right, let's head up to Lake Tahoe and the Base Camp Hotel. Is this a hotel or a camping thing?
It's a hotel with a bit of a camping vibe. Travel and Leisure called this one of the best new mountain resorts in 2013. You're 5 minutes from the lake. You're 5 minutes from the Heavenly Gondola. And to travel here during peak ski season, which is mid-December to the end of February when the snow is at its best, $209 for a two-night stay. That comes with a s'mores kit for two and a bottle of wine. To travel between now and mid-December, the rate is just $79 a night. But during peak ski season, I love the $209 for 2 nights. A great bargain at the Base Camp Hotel in South Lake Tahoe.
Rancho Bernardo Inn in San Diego. This is a good time of year to head south.
And this is inland San Diego where, the visuals can be just really, really pretty. This is a beautiful deluxe red adobe style resort, 4 stars on the world's best hotels list that Travel and Leisure put out this year. Championship golf, 3 pools, great spa, great dining, great relaxing option for a couple, I'd say, if you can steal away. $129 a night to stay at this 4-star hotel, the Rancho Bernardo Inn. You get breakfast, a couple of welcome cocktails, valet parking, travel through mid-February.
You know, Gabe, you sent me pictures for each one of the places so we could share them via our video simulcast. And on this next one, the Westin Las Vegas Resort at Lake Las Vegas, I was like, no, this can't be the right picture. That's not Las Vegas. This is on the water somewhere. But where is this big lake?
Vegas, baby. This is a man-made lake. Lake Las Vegas, about 17 miles outside of the Strip. It's about a 20, 30-minute ride to get back to the Strip. But otherwise, you are in this beautiful, expansive lake surrounded by red rock mountains. If you want to do some paddle boarding, anything that's, a water sport, and it's a much more relaxed, visually, just spectacular place to be. And some of these resorts, this is a beautiful 4-diamond resort, the Westin Lake Las Vegas Resort. And get this, $59 a night, amazing deal for travel through early January. It comes with valet parking, great spa, great dining. There's great golfing out there as well. And if you want to do the Strip, you just drive yourself out there for about half an hour and you're there. Otherwise, wonderful, often overlooked alternative option to do Vegas.
All great, fantastic deals as usual. Gabe Saglie, editor there at Travelzoo. Find these deals online, travelzoo.com/top20. And don't forget to download the Travelzoo app from the Apple iTunes store. Gabe, thank you.
Hey, thanks, man. Talk to you soon.
We'll catch you after the first of the year. All right, everybody, stick around. You're listening to the E-Trick Explorer Radio Network.